One of the biggest problem of Peter Obi in 2023 was that he surrounded himself more with activists rather than strategists. There were so many activists around him, and I think that those activists, their voices being very, very loud, drowned the voices of strategists around Peter Obi. Because at the end of the day, Peter Obi paid more attention, gave ears to those activists. And that's the reason he's not president of Nigeria today. Many people will say that APC or Tinubu rigged Peter Obi out. That is true, or that may be true. But another thing is also true. How does rigging succeed? Politicians always say this. Rigging is only possible in a place where a particular politician has strength. No politician can rig where he is weak. No politician can rig where he is weak. So if Peter Obi was rigged out in 2023, it means that he was weak somewhere. Activists rather than strategists. And it is sad because going into 2027, the same problem is repeating itself today. If it is not an activist problem, tell me, why is it that it is on election day? It is on election day that a whole Peter Obi would discover that the list of polling unit agents were fake. On election day. In fact, it was not Peter Obi that found it out. It was Aisha Yesufu that found it out on election day. This can only happen when you don't have strategists. And that is where we talk about structure. In 2023, I warned that we needed at least 3 polling unit agents per polling unit. I was mocked for it. I was called all sorts of names. They told me, what do I know about politics? All manner. No problem. But we saw what happened. The lack of polling unit agents, which is the structure that we're talking about. When opposition politicians, or now ruling politicians, say, oh, Peter Obi does not have structure, what are they talking about? They are talking about the network of supporters from the polling unit to ward, to area, local government, to state, to national network. That is the structure. Now, did Peter Obi have it in 2023? I think we can all answer no. He didn't. And that was a big mistake. Now he claims he has learnt his lessons. But has he corrected it? Does Peter Obi have the structure now? 3 years gone, just doing activism. 3 years. It's a big, big, big problem for Peter Obi. A big one. And if 2027 is going to be different, we should have started building this structure from 2023. But it's not too late. It's not too late to start building the structure. However, certain critical things need to change. All this one we're talking about, do you know that Tinubu knows who the polling unit agent is for all his 176,000 polling units. Knows them. The ward coordinator, he holds meeting with them. As frail as he is, and with all the network of people they have, they still go about. You cannot imagine that I know persons that have been approached by City Boy Network, by street network for Tinubu and all that. Despite having 29 governors, they are still expanding their structure. Is that the same for Peter Obi? Is that the same for the obedient? When, what is his name? Showumi came out and made the statement that he made. Many obedients started lashing out at him. I want to beg you guys, please, let's not carry some of the mistakes that were made in 2023 into 2027. If you listen to Showumi very well, he was not malicious in making that statement. And personally speaking, that statement holds true. Peter Obi is lazy when it comes to building structure. And it is because he's surrounding himself with activists rather than strategists. Many of us are looking for a Nigeria that works. Many of us. But many of us are also now getting discouraged because when we look at the people we look up to and see their failings, when advice is given to them, they turn it down. And the people who are responsible for the way the system is take such advice and implement it. It is depressing, it is frustrating. And the sad thing is, nobody wants to talk about it because of fear of cancel or cancel culture. But you know, guys, you guys know how it is. If Peter Obi must be in Aso Rock in 2027, this strategy of more activists than strategists must change. I don't see why a Tanko Yunusa will be the spokesperson for Peter Obi and be the national coordinator of Obedient Movement. This guy is incapable of building any structure. I mean, this guy squandered the life work, if I can use that, of Gani Fawemi. This guy was the former National Conscience Party chairman for years. And he couldn't build a structure for a full-blown political party. He couldn't build a structure. NCP was deregistered. Many of you don't know, your party, your political party can only be deregistered when it fails to win at least 4 wards. So, a Tanko Yunusa that cannot structure a National Conscience Party to win 4 wards in 2 consecutive election cycles is tasked with building structure of Obedient Movement. No wonder the past 3 years have been a waste. Wasted. No structure built. If you want to argue and tell me there's structure, continue the play. Continue. Peter Obi, you have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly from what Segun Showumi said. Remember, he started by saying that Peter Obi is the only option for PDP, which means that he sees good in Peter Obi. That's what he started with. And then he went on to drop the bombshell about the reality of who Peter Obi is. And instead of castigating him, I think we should just wake up to the reality of the trueness of that statement. Does it make Peter Obi a bad person? No. Perhaps Peter Obi is the wonderful administrator that he is, because he's not a professional politician who knows how to build structure. It takes a certain kind of corruptness in place of very serious diligence to build political structure. If there are two parts to building a political structure, a very serious hard work part, the road to that structure is you must do very serious hard work. Or the other part, which is faster, you have a lot of money. You dangle money in front of people to build the networks. This is the part that people like Tinubu, people like Atiku, people like even Rotimi Amechi have taken, and it's working for them. Now, if Peter Obi must build structure, he has one of those two parts to choose from. Unfortunately, he cannot choose the part of money, but he can choose the part of hard work. And you need strategists for that, not activists. I'm not seeing any structure on ground, though. I'm not seeing any structure on ground. Before any of you comes out to now say, oh, I have been paid, I am not seeing any structure on ground. I am seeing more APC Tinubu structure on ground in reality than a Peter Obi structure. And it worries me. And that's why I'm making this video, a wake-up call, because it appears that everybody is afraid to speak this truth to Peter Obi. It appears to me that many people that surround Peter Obi do not really want him to succeed. They are only using him to achieve their own personal goals. That is how it's looking like to me. And it looks like they don't even want him to fail, not even because so they can achieve their personal goal, but just so they can get publicity. So everybody is thinking more about views now, about confirmation bias, than what will actually work on ground. If we don't change, you see the shock that Peter Obi got in Anambra, he will get it again in 2027. Voter apathy is on the increase because the people are not inspired. There's no confidence in INEC. So many people, 60 million voters that have never come out to vote, they will not come out to vote again. This structure would have given, or will give Peter Obi, will give any opposition, will give even Tinubu the path to victory. It is scientific, not emotional. For me, I will focus on a non-partisan solution to make sure that Nigerians get free and fair elections in 2027. No be cho, no be wo. This will not be a matter of talk. It has to be by action. And that is where votewatch.pro comes in. If you're a Nigerian and you want solutions for Nigeria, this is the part to go. Check the link in the description for details.